Until my diagnosis, I didn't actually know how heavily I'd been masking. I didn't know I was masking. I struggled socially, and I struggled with communication and talking to people. I built up the tools to mask, to cover up those difficulties without even realising. So I became very adept at fitting in anywhere I liked. I fitted in everywhere because I observed people and I copied people, so I could fit in everywhere, but actually deep down feeling like I didn't fit in anywhere at all. Looking back, I realised how uncomfortable my life has been because I've been pretending to be somebody else just in order to fit in.
So we're looking at the idea of masking, the process by which autistic people either suppress or hide some of their autistic characteristics or present other traits or characteristics to the world that might not represent their true inner self. And we've got 3 large walls that effectively mask off this central part of the garden. It forms this enclosed room. So you'll have hopefully a very different feel on the outside of the garden here to the inner space. It's a different sort of beauty in that inner garden. It's less manicured. I guess it's more authentic. And I think that will then be a good representation of like that authentic autistic self in the garden.
So what we're using in our garden is this low-grade cork. The prime cork is still used for wine stoppers. That leaves a lot of waste cork, which are these granules here. And what we're doing is we're putting it into these ovens, and then they're steam heated up to about 360 degrees, and then the suberin, so a natural resin in the cork, makes the granules bond into these billets of expanded cork. We're using them in our garden, and we're looking at a dry assembly, so a friction fit assembly combined with timber, so that no glues or mortar are used, so that at the end of life all the materials can be recovered.
So there's a chance for different types of social interaction in each space. So here, for example, you're sitting side by side next to somebody, but with a little window in the screen between you. So there are places where you can sit face to face with someone in a larger or a smaller group. There are lots of options because, as we know, all autistic people are different and have different needs and requirements.
Gardens and nature are a huge source of therapy for people who struggle in a world that they don't feel is really designed for them. It's an escape, and I think that's something to really hold on to. It's very precious.
What is an unmasked version of you?
An unmasked version of me? Well, it doesn't look like this. It doesn't look like... I am comfortable, but when I feel safe, when I'm at home here, I will listen to music on repeat, I will dance, I will go into hyperfocus, and I put my headphones on and I just lose myself in my own world, and it can go on for hours, and I'm happy, really, really happy, because I'm just taken away from everything else, and it's my bubble. I will just go into complete hyperfocus, but it will be joyous. There is a grief and a sadness that comes with a late diagnosis. What might have been if I'd been diagnosed earlier, you come to terms with that. I came to terms with that. But on the flip side, the diagnosis has been incredibly liberating. It's given me the answers that I've always been looking for. And now I know that there's a very specific reason why I am like I am. And yeah, I feel more like me than I ever have. You know, I know myself better than I ever have, and there's something pretty amazing about that. Having been through several decades of really not having a true sense of identity, I have that now, and there's a real joy that comes with that. Being able to be myself and accept myself is something I never thought I would have.